Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Rewind That. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Today guys, we are going to be going over the latest episode of Snowfall season 5, episode number 8. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry guys. It's called Celebration, and oh what a celebration it was. Just thinking about this freaking episode, I can't even get through my intro properly. I'm already laughing. I cannot lie to y'all. This episode had me cracking the freak up. Yeah. Shit. They better get used to it. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but it had me crying. I was like, all right, so it's either this is kind of like a little relief, like a respite kind of episode where it's not that much drama going on, right? Or it's gonna be funny until it's not. And that's exactly what happened, right? It was funny until at the end it wasn't. Because I was thinking something was going to pop off at the wedding. But then I thought about the location of the wedding and I was like, yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen here. Probably something toward the end, which we did see. Okay, so guys, the episode starts off with Louie going to meet up with Teddy and Gustavo. I normally don't call him Gustavo, guys. I call him Oso. So anyway, guys, now she is doing what we already knew that she was going to do. All right. She's going behind Franklin's back. She's trying to cut a deal so that she could buy directly. All right. She's trying to cut Franklin all the way out. And Gustavo is over there just looking like, So I honestly cannot wait until Gustavo opens his mouth and says something. But I don't know if he will, guys. But honestly, though, the way the camera keeps zooming on him every time he see the shady stuff going on, I kind of have a feeling that also is going to pull Franklin to the side and say, look, this is what's going on. But anyway, so that Teddy is all for this because he's tired of Franklin. You see, he's working behind Franklin's back. He's trying to take Franklin down. So, of course, he don't mind cutting no deal with Louie. All right, so then we get to the next scene, and it's Sissy meeting up with Ruben at some beautiful pond and everything, right? She's sitting at one end of the bench and he's sitting at the other end. And he's like, listen, do you got my recording or what? Because we saw in last week's episode that she was contemplating, if she was going to turn the recorder on and put it somewhere around Franklin's equipment or whatever, right? But she didn't do it. She said, listen, I don't want my son a part of this, I told you. And he's like, listen, if you want to get to Teddy, we have to go through Franklin. Unfortunately, Franklin is the key. So if you don't have the key, I can't help you. So that's when she says, okay, well, listen, my brother's getting married. They want to do it quick. And when she said they wanted to do it quick, I was kind of thinking, like, why though? Like, a lot of times when people have been together for a while and they want to get married all of a sudden like that and really quickly, it's because one of them is dying or something like that. So that's something for us to pay attention to as well. It's so weird because honestly, they may not be looking at it like one of them is dying, like it's normally with the terminal illness, but it's funny because a lot of us already suspect or expect that it's going to be Jerome that's going to die. So it is pretty ironic that they're having this wedding as soon as possible, okay? Anyway, it's long overdue anyway, right? They've been together for a while. All right, so anyway, she tells Ruben that my brother's getting married and they're having this wedding and they're having everybody there. They don't want nobody to feel slighted. So everybody that they do business with is going to be in the building. And when I say in the building, guys, they were up in there. I'm talking about people that you ain't see them for a while and you probably forgot they was doing business with them if you wasn't really thinking about it, right? I mean, we had Little Rock in the building, the guy that plays Jannard, I think his name is Rodney on here. But anyway, Louie is like best friends with his wife and everything. So they was there. Then you had everybody from Leon's crew, of course. You had Scully there, Avi. I mean, anybody who's anybody, right? All the players in the game, put it that way. All right, and so this guy, he shows up to the wedding. I'm talking about Ruben, and he shows up as a waiter. And the thing about it is he's passing out champagne. So now I'm trying to figure out, was the champagne laced with LSD and the chocolate? Like, because he was pretty eager for people to have some champagne, okay? Now, I definitely know that Scully laced the crap out of that chocolate, all right? And my only thing is, why? I didn't understand that. And then he's going to tell Jerome and Louie, I hope they enjoy the gift. I really don't understand why he did that, guys. I mean, why don't y'all comment down below and let me know. What do y'all think about that? Do you think he really thought that he was doing something nice? Like, I'm just going to let everybody forget their cares and have fun, or maybe I'll have people hallucinate to the point where they go jump off a building or something like that. Like, I really would like to know what his train of thought was when he did this, okay? But anyway, guys, as you know, the one person that did not get touched with this is our lovely ex-crackhead Wanda, and I was so happy for that because she looked so pretty, and I was like, wow, we haven't seen Wanda in a while, and she was looking very nice, guys. And thankfully she was allergic to chocolate, so she was not high on that stuff. Everybody was high, everybody was happy, okay? But guys, before the wedding, I almost forgot to mention that this chick Veronique goes to meet up with Kane, talking about Mr. Kane. Like, girl, I just wanted to say, could you please go sit down some daggone where? Kane was like, why are you here? Like, why are you talking to me? Did he not tell you that we made up? You know, did Franklin not tell you that we made up already? And she was like, yeah, he did, but I just wanted to make sure it was true. I wanted to ask you if me and my baby are safe. And he was like, well, you ain't got nothing to worry about from me because I intend to keep my word. Now, as y'all heard what he said, he intends to keep his word. That's the key. If anything should go left, then I'm not. That's what that means. All right, so I intend to keep my word, but that's up to y'all. If y'all mess around, then we gonna mess around, okay? And obviously, from the last scene, guys, this freaking dude, Buckley, did not handle his business the way he was supposed to, or the way Louie wanted him to handle his business. And it's looking like Kane got away. And from the trailer, guys, it's looking like it's about to be on, that it's war, because it looks like Leon is telling Louie that she needs to be prepared for whatever's coming. From what I saw, it looks like he's saying, look, you started something, now you need to be prepared. This is on you. This is what you did, you know? So I know I'm jumping a little bit, but it's okay. This is the recap, okay? But like I said, with that whole thing, I just wanted her to go sit down and shut up. You know, like, why are you here, girl? You stay out of this kind of business. She getting on my nerves, y'all, for real. Anyway, guys, so we get back to the wedding, and they finish saying their vows. And everything looks so beautiful. I think this is the place that Uncle Jerome came across when that guy Oakley brought him there to look for Peaches, or look for the guy that was with Peaches or whatever. And he came across this like beautiful, serene place. I think this is that place, guys. The location was awesome. Another interesting thing about what's going on outside of this wedding is that the man that was with that lady Lorena, I think that was her name, the FBI agent or whatever she was. Remember her from the last season or the season before that? And she pissed Oso off, and he just shot her in the head. Well, the guy that she was working with, he's outside of the venue location, and he's listening to everything going on at the wedding. So I'm over here also wondering if Ruben and him are in cahoots with each other, because how does he know about this wedding? You know, something is going on here, guys. Anyway, everybody is laced at this point because they done passed out the chocolate-covered strawberries, and they're passing out the wine and everything. And, you know, Ruben is working the floor, okay? He's trying to talk to Avi and find out how he knows these people. And Avi's like, oh, you mean, what is this white man doing around with these black people and stuff like that? And then he just tells Ruben that he is Franklin's advisor. Then Sissy comes out and she interrupts that whole thing. She was like, get away from my family. I made a mistake. I was wrong, this and that, right? But the reason why she did all that is because Franklin was in there bugging out, and he was seeing things and stuff like that. You know, his hallucinations were really bad, okay, guys? Now, he even had a hallucination of Veronique coming back because she had left. And guys, I'm tired of this girl always talking about, oh, I'm going home to lay down. I don't know. To me, this is all suspect, all right? But whatever. Because it don't look like they're ever going to show Veronique being somebody that can't be trusted, because they got to focus on every daggone thing else, okay? But anyway, guys, like I said, she went home, but she does show up in his hallucinations. And she was telling him, look, you need to pay attention to this moment right here. Be in this moment. You know how she talks to him, right? And she's basically telling him that in order for them to survive, they're going to have to betray him. And she said it over, and I think she said it like twice, betray you, betray you. And I was like, So that was a little weird for him to actually have that hallucination about Veronique, because if she got the wool over anybody's eyes, it's his. And so for him to hallucinate that she's talking betrayal. That really says something right there, guys, all right? Rob also shows up in one of his hallucinations, but the realest hallucination of them all was when Franklin was talking to his younger self. Now, at some points, I was laughing, but it was also a very real conversation that he was having with himself.
What about Mr. Wright? What about him? What about Kevin and even Rob, man, boy, your dad? And all the niggas you and your little motherfucking minions done plotted on in between. Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny, Carvel, him, her, him, bodies.
That right there, even though I was cracking up, I was like, man, this is some phenomenal acting, man, for real. Okay, because you got to understand that this man is really, it's not like he's talking to another actor. He's just talking to the camera at this point. So that's some really dope acting. But on a serious note, one of the realest things that the younger Franklin told the present Franklin is that all of this is about to be over. All of this is about to fall apart, you know, and Franklin's like in denial. And I just find it really odd that he's having these type of hallucinations, because it might be that this is what Franklin really be thinking about, you know? Is this his inner conscience? You know what I'm saying? Is this what he thinks about on a regular basis? Is this one of his fears, that his empire is going to come crumbling down? Or are his little hallucinations foreshadows? You know what I'm saying? Look, I feel like it's both. Like, it's foreshadowing and it's a part of his biggest fears, you know? He has to have that guilty conscience of what he did to Mr. Wright and what happened with Kevin and what happened with all the people that died while he was basically in power, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we got a mixture of a lot of things. Foreshadowing, what he really be thinking, his biggest fears, some guilt in there. So this episode was pretty cool, guys, besides being very funny. Another thing I wanted to mention, guys, is that out of all the hallucinations that Franklin was having, why he didn't hallucinate about his father, Alton? You know, they kept bringing Alton up. Rob brought him up. Younger Franklin brought him up. But no Alton. So that was a little weird for me as well. But another thing is that Sissy, when she came out to greet Jerome, she was mad happy. Like, she was looking like she was walking to somebody that she hadn't seen in a long freaking time. So maybe she was hallucinating and thought she saw him or whatever. And then that's when she came across Jerome and she was distracted. I don't know, but that's the stuff that was going through my mind, okay? Let's move on and go back outside to this wedding, guys. I mean, y'all cannot tell me that this wasn't funny, all right? We got Oso out here high as a kite trying to dance. Like, his girl is acting like she talking on the phone with her heel to her ear. Like, her heel is the phone. And Avi is doing the same daggone thing. They acting like they talking to each other on the phone while Oso is dancing and falling down and rolling down on the grass. Oh my gosh, a hot freaking mess, guys, okay? A hot mess. But I also forgot to mention that Sissy, she comes out and she tells Jerome that they've been laced with LSD, right? And he's like, how do you know, or whatever? And she said, somebody told me. And I was just like, who the heck told you, girl? Now, guys, I'm telling you, this wedding kind of confused me because it was like a who did it kind of situation. You know, I'm trying to figure out, okay, obviously, it seems to be obvious that Scully laced the chocolate, right? Because he asked the girl, can you go get me some water? And then, you know, we didn't see anything else after that. So it seems like it's safe to assume that he did, right? And then he even told Franklin, we said, I hope they enjoy their little gift. It's crazy because the only person that I could see that probably could have told her that was Ruben, because they're in cahoots. But it's at the same time, it's like, honestly, it's really confusing, guys. And it's also to the point where it makes me wonder, is Scully working with Ruben? You know, because what was the whole point of this? Was it to have people speak freely and just talk? You know what I'm saying? Because obviously this guy, Ruben, he was passing out the drinks. You know, Scully had the chocolate and Ruben got the drinks. So it was their plan, it seems, to obviously have people free with the mouth, you know, loose lips and all that. But like I said, I'm just confused at this whole thing. I'm over here just wondering and trying to figure out, connect the pieces and all that. Like, who's working together, who's working with who, guys, because this is crazy right now. So let's move on to the conversation, the crazy, weird conversation that Louie and Jerome was having. And she's like, do you hate me? And all of this stuff. They were just going on and on. So while he's like, no, baby, I love you. And they just talking. She's talking at the same time. He's talking. And then at the end of it all, they pretty much say the same thing at the same time. And then that's why I love you, or whatever they said. And I was just like, this is a freaking mind screwing episode, guys. They wanted you to feel what they was feeling. Okay, next I want to also talk about the conversation that Avi had with Leon. And I feel like he was dropping some jewels on him. Listen, Avi know how to drop them jewels, okay? He was basically telling Leon that, you know, if you really want to do something and be a revolutionary, you could start traveling and going to different countries. And while Leon is talking about Africa and things like that, Avi is saying, no, maybe you want to go to Vietnam or go to Ireland. Like, go to the countries where America tried to screw them, okay? And they wasn't having that, especially Vietnam. America tried to screw Vietnam, and Vietnam won. So he was basically trying to tell Leon that if you want to take America down or you want to fight back, you got to go to the people and the nations that defeated America and learn those tactics. So now, by the end of this episode, this is what Leon wants to do. He's like telling Wanda, look, I'm leaving the country. I want you to come with me and all of this. And you know Wanda, she's not high like everybody else. So she's looking like, what? You tell me that now? And she got all pissed off. And Leon was like, oh, so you not going to come? Or like, what? Honestly, I really liked seeing Leon in this light. You know, obviously he was high, but it was nice to see him just kind of living in this moment where everything seemed to be light, you know, because a lot of times Leon looks really heavy burdened and he looks like he's got a lot on his mind, you know, and to see him looking like he was happy and we saw smiles, I liked it. Next, we get another weird scene where Franklin is hallucinating that Teddy is right next to him. He's sitting down on the couch and he's telling Teddy, look, I know how this gotta go. You think you gotta kill me, but before you kill me, I'm gonna kill you. And then we jump to a scene where Teddy hangs up the phone. So Franklin really did page Teddy so that he can tell him that. But in his mind, as he was having the literal conversation, in his mind, he was seeing Teddy sitting right next to him. So as Teddy gets off the phone with Franklin, him and Parissa also make the plan to go to Franklin's house so that he could look through all of these papers and files or whatever they were. Okay, obviously something important, and to help him get that money, that's what I believe. So he's taking pictures of all of this stuff because remember, he got to get some information to that guy, William, I believe that was his name. All right, so you know it's going down and he's definitely ready to clean Franklin out. And obviously, if he's going to get ready to clean Franklin out, of course, he's going to welcome working with Louie. Okay, guys, so as we wind this video down, toward the end of the episode, Franklin, he's finally doing a little better. He may be a little bit high, you know, but he's coming down. The hallucination part is over with, all right? And so he goes out there and he talks to Leon. And Leon tells him, listen, your mom was, you know, tripping out a little bit. She was getting paranoid. So I put her in the car and now she's laying down. So Franklin says, you know, you're a good dude and I know why you wanted to leave the game. I understand and everything. And then he tells him that he loves him. And then Leon says, I love you too, you know. And then Franklin goes out to talk to Louie. And, you know, Louie's out there. She's dancing with her husband and everything. And Franklin says, can I cut in? So he cuts in. Uncle Jerome goes his way. And Franklin tells Louie that he loves her. He always loved her. He wants to apologize for, you know, trying to be in control. He admitted to her that when he said it was always for their protection, it really wasn't. It was because he was trying to basically control everything, you know. That's how he felt most comfortable, knowing what was going on with everything and everyone. He wants to kind of start over, a clean slate with her, you know. And you guys already know that during this conversation, we have a little bit of a sequence going on. You know, while Franklin is telling her, I should have listened. I should have treated you like a partner. I should have done a lot of things differently. And during all of this, we are seeing Buckley out there with a partner or with a few men. You know, he's on the walkie, he got somebody next to him, and they're all watching Kane and his crew, okay? Because they about to pull off this hit, guys. And this is when Louie tells Franklin that it is too late, and then she kisses him on the lips. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? That's like a that's a no-no, okay? But, you know, that is how the episode ended, with Franklin just, like, standing there like he's seen a ghost or somebody gave him some freaking bad daggone news, all right? Like, the horror just came upon him, okay? That's the look that Franklin gave, all right? I don't know if he got some type of epiphany and realized, like, this chick must have did something, you know? Because the look that he gave at the end was like, oh snap, all right? So yes, things are definitely heating up, guys, and we gonna see how it's gonna go, all right? We are going to see. I already told y'all Louie was going to be trouble. I told y'all, and some of y'all was in there trying to ride like, nah, I'm a ride for Louie, this and that. Okay, go on, have at it, no problem. But your girl out here starting fires, all right? Trying to be the queen and stuff, and about to get her king killed or herself, you know. How many of y'all think Louie is going to make it out of this series? I don't think she's going to make it out of this series. I don't think Uncle Jerome is going to make it out, and I don't think Louie is going to make it out. I hope Uncle Jerome makes it out, guys, but at this point, I don't think he will. I know before I was saying that Uncle Jerome might actually kill Louie. I remember I was saying that at the beginning of this season. I was saying that because she is really doing the most when it comes to the family. Like, the moves that she's making could draw a wedge between him and his family. And he already told her in this episode, I'm not about to go to war with my blood. I'm not doing that. And he had just finished telling her that he hasn't had a drink in a few days and he's feeling good and stuff. And then once she told him that she made that deal with Teddy, he was like, I think I'll have that drink now, you know, because this is not what he wants. You know, this man loves his nephew and he loves his sister. They are really all he has, okay, as far as blood goes. Louie, that's his wife, the love of his life and everything. But as far as blood goes, the Saints is just Sissy, Jerome, and Franklin. That's it. And he's not trying to go to war. So this is the reason why I was predicting earlier in the season that I could see him killing her with tears just streaming down his face. But now, certain events have come about, guys, and it's looking like Jerome gonna get got, guys. And it either could be because of punk that are roughed up way back, coming back after all these years. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat, that's the way it is. You know, that dude that he beat the heck up. It could be from that, or it could be from this catastrophe that Louie done set in place, okay? This whole botched hit on Kane. Now it's on, now it's war, all right? And I also believe that if we don't find out that Veronique is a replica of her mama, okay, a con artist, and that she's out to get Franklin, if we don't find out about that, then guess what? She's going to die, guys. She's going to be a casualty of war. I said this already before. All right? Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, yo. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Until next time, you guys take care and be blessed. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.